This is 102.6 The Situation. Connected around the world at 1026thesituation.com.
Androgynous, having the characteristics or nature of both male and female. For the next several minutes, relax and retool your mind to take in the androgynous energy. Now, your hosts, Coach Lanell and Coach Jarvis.
Powerful day, everyone. Thank you once again for tuning in to what we call AE, Androgynous Energy, with the one and only Coach Lanell and Coach Jarvis. And I want to jump right into our topic today, which is going to be Coach Lanell.
Put me on the spot. I missed y'all.
Coach Lanell. Coach Lanell has been out of the way for the last 2 weeks, and I just kind of wanted to go. First of all, I always ask how your week been, and then kind of build on that, check on you, see where you are.
My week has been it's hard to address where it's at, honestly,
right.
The waves of things. So I think this week I'm just being as still as possible, not making any decisions where my head is currently, trying to sort through things. So
right,
sitting still, being still, not making any permanent decisions.
Yeah, that's I think that's very smart, because if you make decisions, I don't know to what extent your decision making will, I do know, but I don't know.
Right.
But someone once told me, you grown when you make a decision and you can live with it. So
Yes.
Make sure that whatever decision that you do choose to make, you can live with it without regretting anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just put a lot of things on pause, some conversations on pause.
Right.
Because I have to be fully in the right space to address certain levels of things that are going on. And without that, I would not fare well.
Yeah.
In how I would articulate myself about my feelings and emotions, and I'm just being mindful, right?
It's I'm glad that we're kind of here, because this is a real life kind of like segment.
Oh.
And it brings to reality that although you still go through.
Yes.
And at a very high level. And I like the fact that you're not saying you have it figured out.
Yeah, no.
I don't even want to figure it out right now. I just
it's too many layers to figure it out. If I try to figure it out, my brain gonna implode. You don't feel me? So you gotta be smart and strategic and understand yourself enough to know when you're in those moments of not making the best decision or not in the best state of mind. And it's don't have those hard conversations. Don't address anything that feels extreme for you.
Right.
And that time, you decide what you want to eat tonight. That ain't going, if you decide on burgers and fries versus vegetables and some steamed fish, that ain't going to do too much to you. But
right.
If you make some life decisions or have conversations with someone around something that's sensitive, and you're at a heightened state where I'm at, not the best route to go. Just
Definitely.
I want to be very responsive and not reactive.
Absolutely.
And,
Absolutely.
I'm in a reactive state, so I've been limiting my communication. Some people have called me. I've actually forgotten, like literally a moment. Someone just came back to my head. I actually need to call this person back. It's the people that need me more most of the time,
mm-hmm.
and they not really the lending ear.
Right.
So it's not that I don't care for them. I just don't have the energy for them right now.
Right.
But I also don't want to isolate myself from people either.
It's not an isolation when you kind of like where you are. You have to be very, very careful, right? So disconnecting is the best thing for you.
Yeah.
Because even in the midst of not reacting to something, you could be triggered by something because you're already in a certain space or whatever the case may be. And knowing how even keel you are 99.99999% of the time, I seriously will prefer for you to disconnect than to explode.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Taking me backwards, lowering
Yeah.
my vibration,
Yeah.
and it's already lowered based on what I'm dealing with.
Right.
So
Facts.
now I'm tapping into tools to raise it back up because I have tools that I can use myself as a coach, as a spiritual counselor, but I had to reach outside of myself this time to ask for additional support because
Was that difficult for you?
this time it wasn't. The first time I ever did it, I was broken and just about on the floor when I decided I needed to ask for that additional support. And because I went through that one time, I have gotten to a place in my adult years that I only want to learn lessons one time. So when it hit me so hard that previous time, and Spirit guided me in a way to bring support to me.
Right.
Now that I'm in a different type of traumatic experience, I'm immediately like on those tools, immediately like message and emailing my psychologist like, please call me. Like literally, that's the subject line because that's where I'm at.
Right.
It's a distress call. I'm in distress, and I'm making my distress calls. Also going back to my meditation coach. So that's all this week. That's all happening towards the end of the week. So once I get some of those pieces in, then I can start moving towards some of the conversations I needed to have this week that I couldn't have. But I need to take care of myself first in a very, very, very selfish way. It doesn't matter who it involves or what it involves. I have to be very selfish with myself in this current state, in order for me to get back to where I like to be.
Are you optimistic about that?
Very much so. It's just a lot to sort out.
Right.
It's a lot to sort through. It's a lot to understand.
It's a lot of collateral damage.
Yeah. I just can't allow myself to be the collateral damage.
Oh, absolutely not.
And initially I think that's what was happening, and I just started talking about it to people, the ones that it wouldn't affect in the moment.
And I appreciate that, actually. I was one of those people. I appreciate that. Yeah. Because you never do that. When you text me, do you have X amount? What? Yes. Because you never do that. Ever.
Nope.
But, I do have a question for you. When you were in those moments and you did reach out to individuals who you value their conversation, was the response favorable for you?
It was. To be honest, when I first got the information, the people I thought I would have reached out to or shared the story to, I didn't.
Oh wow.
I shared it with one of my teams at work, and just because my mind is been out of sorts.
Right.
Forgetting things, missing things, being overwhelmed, having some anxiety. So I needed to kind of give them a heads up. I'm on a long journey now, a different journey. It's gonna take me a little while to, so please pardon the fact if I'm delayed here or you see something that I'm missing, just send me a reminder.
Right.
Very, very supportive, up to the point where the VP of the division sent me a thing of flowers. Which I thought was absolutely beautiful because you don't get that from an employee.
You don't.
Space. So I was really, really grateful for them and their support from that. So, yeah. So talking about it is helping me kind of not just try to figure it out in my own head.
Right.
It's something that I told my children. I've always told my children, you can't solve the problem with the same brain that has the problem. You can't. you would drive yourself insane.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's best to reach out if you don't already have support services, therapist, counselor, some type of coach.
Right.
Just start talking about it, and you'll get what you need, or someone will provide that support you need.
Or you even speak it yourself just by talking to someone.
Yeah.
Talk yourself off the ledge.
Mm-hmm.
Listening to yourself. Is this one of the most difficult? I'm interviewing Coach Lanell, you guys. If you haven't realized it yet, well, figured it out. I just told you. Do you find this to be one of the most difficult obstacles that you've ever had to endure throughout the course of your life?
One of the two.
Yeah.
It's only been one. This is two, for sure.
The reason
20 years ago.
The reason I asked that because as we talk about it and as we skate the surface of it, I want to bring clarity to how deep this is.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Because, some people, you just talking about a mediocre. No, this is, Coach Lanell said this is number 2 on her list in her entire life.
Yeah. Yeah. It's life changing.
Yeah.
It's life altering. It's like losing a piece of yourself that wasn't really a piece of yourself in the first place.
And you made it be a piece of yourself, forcing the puzzle together.
Without any information, though.
Nah.
So it becomes a piece of yourself because it's supposed to be based on what you know.
Right.
That's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not.
Not at all.
It's not. And all the things that Spirit used to tell me when I was young and the things I questioned, like the fact that all came up like a revelation. Once that information got revealed to me, I was like, whoa. So Spirit was telling me when I was young. We're intuitive like that. Under the age of 13, up until that point, I was having these thoughts and moments. Wasn't discussing it with any adult.
Right.
Any, parent or guardian at the time. And after 13, you just kind of go on with your life in a way that stuff kind of goes away.
Right.
Until someone brings it back up.
And then it get brought back up, and then you got it. I'm glad you can smile, Queen. In your head, you said the whole time, damn it, I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
I had a feeling. Is what I used to have.
I knew it.
Like, I had a feeling. And, people try to talk your feelings away. The one thing I know for sure, 2 things for certain. One thing I know for sure. Don't let nobody talk you out of your own intuition.
Oh, God. Oh, man. I'm laughing at that because that was something that somebody on the other side used to always say. One thing for sure, 2 things for certain.
Yeah. So it's more layers than an onion.
Yeah.
Is how this feels for me.
It's definitely more layers than an onion.
So I have to stop thinking through it. I was trying to think through it.
Yeah, you can.
With my mind, and my mind was being disturbed. Like, traumas cause a chemical imbalance.
Yes, it does.
Which is why my memory has shifted, and I'm being overwhelmed by stuff that I do on a regular basis. So chemicals come into your system when you go through some things that are extreme, and it shifts your whole body. It shifts your skin. It shifts everything about you. So yeah, you have to be very, very gentle with yourself when you're, as much as you possibly can when you're going through traumas, because that's how people have nervous breakdowns and physical anxiety attacks, heart attacks, strokes. I mean, extreme news can do that to anyone of any walk of life. Definitely be gentle with yourself as much as you can, right? I have tools. I have training.
Yeah.
I've gone through so many things to get me to put me in the place where I can handle, for the most part, what I'm going through.
Right.
but I know I can't go do it alone.
Oh, nah.
So I'm calling in my reinforcements. Reinforcements that no one gave me, but I created because I needed tools. When I know I can't clear it through my own thought process, I have to use my tools and my extended network of support, especially from the spiritual space. So yeah. Be careful what you ask for, y'all.
You just might get it.
I asked for all things to be revealed.
Yes, you did.
This year for me in truth, because I operate in truth. And
when did you ask for that?
I don't remember, because see, when I ask for certain things,
you just leave
and it goes, and the universe just start having things.
I'm just saying that the way that you ask for that and what you're going through currently, is so parallel.
You don't know what you're asking for, but you know what you're asking for, right?
Yeah.
So when we ask God to bless us with something, and we like, oh, get that nice little 3-bedroom house, and He's like, oh no, you get an 8-bedroom house. You're like, whoa. You know, you couldn't fathom that, right? So you're like, I want the truth of me, you know, and you don't know the full truth because you thought you was living in the truth,
right? And you wasn't.
And when it started getting revealed, them layers they getting into the deeper core. You know, that onion got about 12 layers. This got about 25. So you get into them, you know, them 10 and 15 and 20 layers in, and it's just like, oh, you want the core. I said the core of me. I want to know the full truth and core of who I am.
I mean, you got to get down to the base.
Oh,
and this is it.
We definitely at the base.
At the base.
It don't get no more.
No, it does not.
Than this.
It doesn't. But as I said earlier, you don't look like what you're going through.
I appreciate it.
You know, and the only way that I can tell is because I can tell.
Yeah.
I know your energy. I know. I noticed that currently you're a lot. It's like you're intentionally being laid back. Like, it's like you got your hands around yourself. Like,
you should. My hands are together. You should feel how tight I'm holding my own hand. It literally, like, it's showing up in different ways that I know I'm, you know, holding it together, but I don't want to glue it or tape it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's a little crack. So I got to deal with the crack, start working on mending that crack, filling it in, recovering it, letting it heal. So that's where I'm at. And energetically, yeah, like even with this, I'm holding on real tight. So I you're right.
Yeah, just keep holding on. So we're going to talk about that. Now, how was your trip?
Oh, man. That trip was absolutely amazing for me. That environment, it's like I grew up there but never grew up there in spaces like that. I'm at the most peaceful in that space. I'm at the most, I feel safe. I feel clear. I feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Right.
I got to do the things I enjoy, like going to the beach, going horseback riding, kayaking, you know, being outdoors. I was at the beach every day for over 2 weeks, almost every day. That's because that's who I am. That has nothing to do with, oh, I go on vacation, I go to the beach. No, that's me. It's a lifestyle for me. And being there was just, it was everything I needed with the information that had been revealed to me prior to me taking that trip. It was everything I needed. And I love how Spirit has been working with me, because each time something extreme has come into my life since that first trauma I had many years ago, it shifts me quick. Right. So I had another situation that, you know, came into play that could have been really, really traumatic. But again, I watched myself. And as that was coming to an end and dealing with those pieces of putting people to rest, multiple family members, I had a job where I had to start traveling every week. They shifted me in the department. I had to start traveling every week. Immediately, like 2 weeks after that situation kind of finalized, where you sit still and you got to think. When you sit still, you start thinking about the things that you're going through. And before I had a chance, I was traveling every week for 4 or 5 months in a row, right? So that alleviated the little, y'all seen that commercial with the black hole that be trying to follow the cartoon.
Yes.
That black hole was so far away, it couldn't get close to me. And the same thing with this, when the information came out a week later, I'm going away for almost 3 weeks to a beautiful tropical place that puts me at peace. So I'm grateful that Spirit is aligning this truth around something that allows me to feel free.
Right.
Even while I'm still processing what the information I have, I still felt free. I felt like myself while I was out there.
That's dope. That's dope. 3 weeks? I thought it was 2.
It was 2.5, almost 3. 2.5. I would have did 3.
Mm-hmm.
But
if it was up to you, you wouldn't have came back.
Exactly. Coach Jarvis does know me. I didn't even want to go there.
Yeah, you would have came back. It would have been a wrap.
With the 2 suitcases I had, I would have been good right there. All I would have had to come do is come back and shut down my house.
That's it.
Literally.
And go back.
That's what I would have did. Literally. Yeah.
And return.
Yeah. Out. Peace. People would have been calling me, where you at? I thought you was coming back.
Yeah. Out.
Oh, I did come back for a week.
And I left again. For good.
I'm gone for good now. What? That's how people react to me.
Yeah.
Like they help me make decisions. Like, what? When did you make that decision? You be like, long before I talk to you. Okay?
Yeah. That's the friend that want to be the friend, the mama, and everything. What do you mean?
What? Well, what made you make that decision? People ask questions, and sometimes that's that other side of me that kicks in real strong. And sometimes I'll be like, use your common sense. Why people do stuff? Because they want to. Like, it's like, what is the question? Why would you? What make you do that? Because I want to. Just like everybody else do things because they want to. Just because it ain't in your wheelhouse,
right,
don't mean it's not going to be in mine. I'm me. I'm all me.
Right.
Always have been. And I always did things differently from the people in my small circle of friends. I did things differently. I just did. And I'm okay with that. I like that.
Yeah. You got to dare to be different. Diversity is always great. Mm-hmm. I probably wouldn't have came back either if I had the option.
Let me just tell you. I started working on some things so that I didn't have to.
I already know. You was gone too long.
It was too comfortable.
It was too comfortable.
How about I got sad?
That you had to leave?
That I had to come back here. I really got sad.
I believe that.
Yeah.
You've been talking about leaving here for
20 plus years.
Yeah. An extensive period. And you've been intentionally moving on it. Like aggressively. Coach Lanell is gonna leave me. I'm gonna be doing StreamYard with Coach Lanell.
I'll still be close.
Yeah, all the way across the world.
I'll still be close.
But it's all good though. It's good to have friends that travel because you always have somewhere to go or somebody who's already there when you go.
That part. And you're welcome to come visit me.
People don't think like that. People try to keep you confined to the spaces of their domains, where they are. Instead of, man, go get missing. Tell me something so I know where to go. I want to know where the best at.
How many people ask me stuff like, well, who do you know there? You got family there?
Yeah.
Anytime I made a move in my life, it wasn't about friends or family. It was about me.
Yes.
Then it was about me and my children.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's about me. Like, making this year about me was the most unique thing I've ever done in my life. So every move I make, everything I buy, every decision, every conversation, I'm focusing on me. in a very selfish way.
Right.
Because I have to, because I've never done it before.
Yeah.
You know, some people got to go through that phase in their life. I didn't. I went from 17 out of high school to I made a decision to go to another state to I'm a mother. Boom.
Right.
And that was the end of that. You know, I made one decision for me, and the rest of them revolved around my family.
Right.
This is the first time I'm making multiple decisions for me.
And it's being challenged.
It's being challenged because my elevation is in what I'm supposed to be doing. The radio show is just one conduit.
Yes.
To where the levels of things that I'm supposed to be providing and participating and giving back to my community.
Absolutely.
So the one thing about light, being a child of the light, that I want you all to understand, whether you religious or you spiritual, whatever the case may be, if you choose the light, because some people choose the dark, you will still be harassed by the darkness. Mm-hmm. There is no way around it.
Period.
Dark and light must coexist. And everyone likes to count everything back to God. But damn, did y'all realize the devil is the reason that Job got tested?
Yes. Yes.
God said, sure. Test him.
Yes.
That's how I feel right now. Test her.
And that's always the game, though.
See if she gonna fold.
That's always the
See
game.
if she can manage it.
Yes.
Because the bigger blessing is on the other side. If I can't manage this, if I fold like a deck of cards, that blessing ain't coming.
At all.
He gonna say, this massive entity of limitless power is going to say to about this child of light, not ready. Mm-hmm. We're gonna delay that. We're gonna delay those things until that she's ready.
We're gonna push that off for a little bit.
But that's why they not throwing rocks, they throwing boulders at me.
Yeah.
Boulders. And the other day I said, you will not win. Throw it. Yeah. I know the game now. I know how you try to stir me and move me.
Yeah.
You won't win.
They said the weapon wouldn't prosper. They didn't say it wouldn't be formed.
Oh, it's gonna form.
It's gonna form. It's gonna form. And it gonna hit you. It gonna hit you in the sweet spot too. It's gonna hit you in the sweet spot too.
Let me tell you. They won't prosper, but they will form.
Yeah. Yeah. They will form. At a very, very interesting time, and it will be approached in an interesting way. Yeah. Something that you may have never conjured up.
Nope.
And then boom, it's there. Now you got to figure it out.
Now it's all in your face. So this is the thing, though up until now, I had a bad habit of trying to run away from those things that came into my life that were challenging, disturbing, traumatic, or shove it down into the back of my brain, them files in the back room in the basement, in the room that you ain't been in for. So I used to do a lot of that. But now where I'm at today, which is why I'm having some of the effects, is I'm in it. I'm sitting in the nucleus of it instead of running from it. So me sitting in the nucleus of it is why I have to be still. Because let me tell you, it's like, what was it, C4?
Yeah. Yeah.
You flick a lighter,
it's going down.
it's going to explode. And that is where I'm at.
You remember what I told you maybe 2-3 weeks ago? My life was like on the Joker and Batman. Yeah, yes. You're going through it. You got the suit on and everything. And you're walking out the front looking at your phone and everything just boom, 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 boom,
yeah.
boom, boom.
But not behind me. It's in front of me.
Yeah, you're going to.
I'm walking towards
it.
The boom booms.
Yeah.
That right there is like. Okay.
And you know what? And you have to walk in the debris, into the fog, into the smoke, regardless of what's hitting you. just to face it.
Yeah.
And you have to, and the thing is, that's such an awesome analogy because everything that's falling is like injuring you, and you still have to face it injured.
Keep going.
You got to keep going. All this cuts,
Bleeding,
bruising,
keep
yes,
going.
got to keep going.
You're limping. Keep
You got
going.
to keep going. You got
I'm
to keep
still able to walk.
Yeah.
That's why I got to keep going.
Got to keep going. Got to keep going. Because everyone listening doesn't see what I see because we've been talking about this show for so long. We've been talking about the things that you want to do. We get to talking about doing things live, and all of a sudden something happens. That wasn't too huge. And then when this happened, it's like, this is what you're going through. Any sane person would just stop.
Everything.
I can't do it.
To save your brain.
Yeah, I'm not mentally in a space where I can do that.
But Spirit sent me to a place that I find the most beauty and allowed me to just be for 2.5 weeks.
Yes.
So with that, it saved me.
Yeah, that did save you.
Yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
There's no doubt.
And I'm hoping that everyone in your circle did exactly what the close people and just left you alone.
People left me alone. They wouldn't even let me talk about it while I was out there.
Yeah.
And that I tabled it all.
Mm-hmm.
Just to allow myself time to process.
Right.
And the emotions were all over the place. And I'm not the most emotional person, but
At all.
whoo, I have cried a river. A river. And it's okay though, because crying is healing.
How did it feel being that vulnerable? Cause that was a vulnerable. Crying like that had to be vulnerable because you're emotionally non-emotional.
Woo! I'm getting chills. Yeah, it was a lot. I couldn't control it when they decided they wanted to come out my eyes and roll down my face. I couldn't control it, and I still have moments. I'm still processing.
Right.
And then another piece of trauma happens in the midst of it, right? So
right.
it's like them dark energies is like, dang, we didn't get her with that one. Let's throw one more thing. Let's throw one more thing. Let's see how that will stick.
They two-pieced you.
Yeah. Real hard.
Yes.
Like some old Hulk level two-piece.
Yeah, two-pieced you. Trying to make sure they knocked you out.
Nope.
Still
I'm fighting
standing.
back.
Yes.
I'm fighting back. Long as the Lord lets me open my eyes every single day, I'm going to come and do this work. I'm going to come and feed back into the community. I'm going to come and tell y'all my life, real stories, so you understand this is real and there are ways to move through it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have to do this.
Have to. Because even in the midst of, like, you being gone and it's so much that's going on. It's happening to, when you was having that conversation about light and dark coexisting, right? It's when you choose the light that darkness is attracted to you.
Yeah, they love you. They want to use your light.
Exactly. And if you're in the darkness, I don't have to worry about you. Already with me.
Yeah.
I don't have to bother you. When you choose to do that work, oh my goodness. It get rough. It get rough.
Does.
It like I tell the thing that I say, Les Brown, all dreams will be tested for authenticity. Every last one of them. They will be tested. You're gonna go through something. It's not gonna just happen. If they told you that, they lied. And I stand on that. You're gonna go through something. It's gonna be a story that you can contribute to your advancement. Mm-hmm. When the blessing come, you went through something.
Absolutely. Because if you didn't, it ain't real.
It ain't real.
It's not real at all.
Not at all.
And your story ain't real.
Not at all.
Everybody that I know that's done something amazing went through some of the most extreme stuff in their life.
What? Stuff that they
I didn't ask for this, y'all. I didn't.
Nope.
And
nope.
I just been trying to keep life simple.
Just as simple as possible. But to those whom much is given, much is required. What do you mean by that, Coach Jarvis? It means that those people who have chosen to give something to humanity outside of themselves, much is required of you.
Yes.
Because not only do you have to stand for something, you have to walk a certain way. You have to move a certain way. Even in the midst of what you're going through, Coach Lanell can't lash out. You're Coach Lanell. I'm going to call you and tell you, Coach, you tripping.
And I need that phone call.
Yeah. What are you doing?
If and when it happens.
Yes, Coach, that's what you need around you. Coach, you tripping. People are looking for you to do that. You know what?
It's uncomfortable for me.
Yes.
Because that's not my norm.
I will come and get you and take you to the top of Stone Mountain. You can do it up there. There's no cameras and stuff up there. You can holler, kick, scream, do everything you want to do. I'm all the way down the mountain. You need to get it together. Because if you don't have people in your circle, because there's a lot of people in my circle who they know when I disconnect, they just check on me.
Yeah.
Because the disconnect is to keep me from connecting in another way.
Yes.
I don't want to spaz out. I've grown beyond that.
Don't need all the extra stimulation. It's the extra stimulation that causes the reactiveness in the midst of traumas. Yes.
And grown folks who are listening to this station, I seriously doubt that you have situations and circumstances that come in your life where you don't think like we're thinking right now.
Right.
We're human.
It's called human being.
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
It's not man, woman, it's human being.
You're gonna want to flip somebody at some point in time, especially if you have fought so hard to become something, to find out that what you've been fighting for can be stripped from you outside of what you can control.
And that's literally how that feels.
And you got to figure it out
all over again.
And you have to balance everything because you have collateral damage that can be traumatized at a very high level if you don't be in that space to be that support.
The relationships torn apart, separations and
everything.
Lots of dynamics. And initially, like I said, I was going to not involve those people. And some of them I still won't involve.
Right.
But there's some aspects of people that I will involve because I can't allow myself to just be the full, like I will implode.
Right. Yeah,
Literally.
you can't. You got to take some outside of the reinforcement that you're using and the resources that you have to take someone with you. When in that concept, you can't just not tell nobody.
Right.
It just
because when I was doing that, I was starting to lose it.
Yeah, you that little
I did that for a couple weeks.
That bath bomb that you drop in the tub that just keeps swelling.
Yeah.
Until it explodes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
That's exactly what was happening. I thought I could do it.
I'm glad you did.
I thought
speak
I could
with
do
someone.
it.
I'm glad.
I said, girl, if you don't get some of this off your brand, you can't journal this away, y'all. FYI, there are some things you can journal away.
But this
is not one of them.
But the thing is,
that's one of the tools. But that's not one thing you could just be like, oh, just journal about it.
No, you can't. You can't. No. And on the flip side of that, speaking of you, the response once you did that was not what you thought it was going to be.
No.
And that
from any of the people.
From any of them. I only spoke about one. From any of them?
No.
Oh, wow.
No.
Was that expected of you?
It was
Or did you go in and expecting nothing?
It was a pleasant surprise. I'll say that.
I think that has a lot to do with your balance right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because if one person would have responded in a certain way, it would have knocked you way off kill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you probably would have.
I would have destroyed everything.
That's the reason I got quiet and just did it with my head.
Just within 500 feet of me.
Like,
I would have brought my internal fire and air and created more brush fires than the world has seen in the recent couple of months.
And you know what?
Energetically, I would have I would have. Oh my God, like scalding hot. I would have like. I don't even know how to explain it, y'all, but the fire side of me has I finally got it to a place where I have it in balance. But if it's out of balance, it can scorch people like first,
Third.
second, and third degree burns.
First, second, third.
Destroying people. I've done it when I wasn't aware of how powerful that energy was within me. Like silence people. I've silenced grown human beings when I'm in my fiery extreme state. I didn't understand how powerful it was, how powerful this voice is that's coming to you all in a way to help and grow and teach. It wasn't used for this in this way all the time. I had to learn and grow and understand the power behind my voice.
You can turn the light on or you can turn it off. In the room you walk in, always remember that.
Absolutely.
The moment you walk in there, you can look around and see the energy shift.
They come to me now. People just come to me now. Before
Because you
I
chose
used to
the light.
Yeah, I chose the light. Before I come in there like mean grill, don't look over here, don't come over here. I ain't interested, don't want it, don't need it.
Do y'all hear the accent coming out and everything?
I'm so much better now. Up until now, I am grateful to be in this.
Right.
I'm grateful to be this version of myself.
Just to be able to look into yourself and see how much you have grown.
And sit in the trauma. Sit in it.
Yeah.
Not run from it. Not
you
drink it up. Not party it out. Not none of that.
Yeah, you sitting. I think me personally, it's a lot of us that are going through some things.
Yes.
What you're going through is not some things. You're going through, and it's some people that are actually, and they can't even sit in the things that they're going through. You know what I mean? And it's not life altering. For you, it's life altering.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No way, shape, form. No matter how you try to cut it, fix it, bake it, it's gonna alter.
We are at the alteration.
Yeah.
Like,
you're at the crossroads.
Yes. Already, because
yes.
you know, just like when you go to the seamstress and get something fitted, once they cut that material, you can't like glue it back on. Right?
No, you cannot.
So we're at the altered state.
Yes.
So I'm altered.
Yes.
I'm absolutely altered right now, today.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah. I really am.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm standing over here behind this microphone looking at Coach and like my heart goes out for real.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna get emotional on this microphone, but just because
Neither
I know,
one of us.
just because I know, and I know how much you sacrifice yourself for your community, how much you put into being a guy that what you put me up on. You know, just things we found out. Do y'all know we found out that our Moldavite was fake?
Mm-hmm.
Just things that we've walked the walk, and even talking about this show. And to be here and to get a phone call from you and for you to say what you said to me, I was like, whew.
And the crazier part about it is, again, I'm so grateful my spirit, my guardian angels, my guides, my archangels that are always present with me, because there's an older friend in my life who's gone through this same exact thing. And she's been supporting and helping me work through the layers, because she just went through it 5 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So it's like God just aligned things.
Mm-hmm.
She shared a lot of it with me. She talked through it. I coached her through that dealing. And here I am.
Wow. The same food that you fed her, you got to turn around to eat.
Yeah, and she's been a very I'm not sure how, because what when you go through a certain trauma and someone doesn't understand, and people try to understand or rationalize or provide support, I appreciate all that. You have no idea what this feels like. You have no idea the levels, depths, dimensions, and layers. This changes and adjusts.
Yes.
So having someone that knows it is on the other side of it, but each feeling that I'm feeling totally gets why I'm feeling all the feels and why it, how it comes in waves, and she gets it, and it helps me so much.
That's a blessing.
Because when I went through a trauma, the first trauma, this is the second major one I feel. The first one, I ain't had nobody that been through that before. It's just me and God and my prayer warriors and my family. That's all I had. Nobody could be like, oh, yes, I get what you're going through.
Nobody could
feel
empathize.
The feels, go through the emotion. You know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful. Everything that's supposed to be revealed gonna be revealed. What I know about this powerful voice is also every prayer is heard. So when I ask for things, they show up. You can't carve out how they gonna show up.
No, you can't.
But they show up.
That's what I was about to say.
Can't carve it out.
What you pray for, you gonna get it, but you're not gonna get it the way that you want to get it. No. It's gonna come
how it should, not how you want it to.
Yes. You're gonna get what you need, not what you want. Because you're, as painful as this may be right now, and this is just me talking to you, you have to go through this in order to enter that next level, because this will be the one thing once you get that it will be able to bring you back.
Yeah.
You're going through it now. Notice you're going through this right before the trajectory for real.
Yes.
I
got something a big major thing coming up on September 8th around my spirituality. And it's like, all things must be revealed before you take that step.
Got it.
That's what's happening right now.
Yes.
I didn't realize. Now, remember, I did the first one in June.
Yep.
We only in, August 23rd?
Mm-hmm.
All of these things have happened right in that space.
90 days.
Yes. And something kept saying, I could have stayed and took some more courses around that. And something said, you need to allow the information that you obtain to settle in so that you can implement it and then move on to the next thing. And I'm glad Spirit said that to me.
Yes.
Because I didn't know it's not just about the implementation. It's about all the other things that was coming with it.
Absolutely. Got to put action behind it.
I needed to allow myself to breathe. Because if I'd have did anything more, I probably would have did too much. And now I'm dealing with this, it probably would all.
Yeah, it would have all went.
It would have went to waste.
Yes.
I'm learning the information so I can implement it. So that I can give it to my clients now.
Mm-hmm.
Not so that I can go through a trauma and it just all leaves my brain, and now I felt the work would have been in vain.
And you was on the cusp.
Mm-hmm.
But talking to me, you caught yourself because you told me all of these things. I gotta keep going though, Jarvis. Yeah, you're right. Mm-hmm. I was just agreeing. Yeah, you're right. You absolutely do. I'd be the one to make sure you do it.
Yeah.
Coach, you bugging. It's been 2 weeks. What's up? What's the move? What we doing?
Yeah.
Because I know.
Ooh, my toe just locked up.
What that mean?
I don't know. That's the first time that's happened to me. Okay. Oops, everything's fine.
Everything will be fine.
Wow.
Be careful.
You know what it is? I told you all that energy I'm compressing.
Mm-hmm. Because your hands been clasped the whole show.
I've been holding on to myself.
That's for those who are just tuning in for the first time to Androgynous Energy. Of course, this particular show, we keep it all the way. And the energy that's in here now related to you as what you're going through, for those that are listening to the first time, if you really want to know how to overcome and make it through and get over and not give up, listen to this show over and over.
Literally.
Seriously. Notice.
I listen back.
Notice that we never tell you to do. We give you tools that if you do, this will be the end result. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because everything that Coach Lanell has came on Androgynous Energy and said from the time we started this podcast, she's living it and she's applying it to herself.
That's right. Because you can't be a good teacher without experience.
Absolutely.
What are you teaching somebody? How are you helping them heal? How are you getting through trauma? And then I have to have everything revealed for the next level of healing that I'm getting ready to learn.
Indeed.
Because there's a purity that has to come along with what I'm getting ready to take on. The abilities that I'm going to have when I'm done. There has to be a purity within me for me to do the work. So when you go to a healer and have a healing session, if they're not healed, you ain't healed, baby.
Right.
You wasting your money.
Right. So
the levels that I want to elevate to, I have to deal with all the things that are going on with me that I wasn't even aware of. That's the key to what I keep trying to emphasize on this show. You are facing something that was outside of your control and you were fully unaware of. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing that you can do to change that. Not a thing.
Nothing. And the only thing you have is questions.
1,000,000.
And every last answer is not going to sit well with you.
And let me tell you something. Especially some of those people involved that I asked these questions.
Yes.
So I had a conversation I did share with my godmother, who's like my next level confidant. She can hold all the water. You know, some people can't hold water.
Yeah, she can hold all.
She can hold the whole ocean for you. That's her.
Got it.
And so I did share with her, you know, and I'm grateful I did because she one of my prayer warriors. So she need to know when I'm going through.
Mm-hmm. Because she didn't know.
They pray for me anyway.
Yeah.
Every day they text me, they pray for me. And I'm appreciative of those people. Again, tapping into my support in a way that I wasn't able to do before. Like, those people are here for you. Do what you can. If you have some people, if it's one or two, tap into your support, guys. Like, when you feel yourself falling apart, you really feel yourself falling apart. Don't let nobody talk you out of the fact you fine. You gonna be fine. Ain't nothing wrong with you. You don't let people talk to you like that.
Right.
Because that's how we have people committing suicide.
Yes. That's a fact.
Children being touched and not being believed by the elders around them. So ask for that help. Ask for that. Put out that cry for help. And I promise you, Spirit gonna send you exactly what you need.
Indeed. Coach Lanell, tell everyone where they can find you.
I'm on Instagram at Coach_Lanell. I'm also on Threads at Coach Lanell. And that's where y'all can find me for now.
Yeah. Because, for those that are following, we have some things, some restructuring that we're doing, some marketing strategies that we're coming up with that we're going to be rolling out. But for now, you can find me at Jarvis Jordan, Facebook, Ghost_Jarvis, Instagram, Passion Purpose Coaching. If you want to book a session, again, thank you guys for tuning in. This particular session, we didn't do a lot of laughing and a lot of joking. It's because it's serious issues that are being faced by a lot of us going into the third and fourth quarter this year. It's like the game is ending and we got to be that star player that bring it on through. So, for those who have those that you see going through, don't talk much, listen, and just be support. Don't try to actually talk them through and I feel where you coming up. No, you don't. You may have not even endured it. So be mindful of that. Be very mindful. coach was serious. Be mindful of that.
That was all like in sync.
Yes, in sync, like for real. So once again, we thank you guys, and until